Did that really just happen, guys? I mean, I know it was supposed to be coming, but are we already given our first hint to the multiverse crossover this soon? What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys my review on episode 5 of WandaVision. Sorry I'm late on this, guys. So many things have been in the way, so I do apologize this is out late, but hey, better late than never. I'm sure we can all say for that. But either way, guys, love this episode. I don't know if I can say it's like the best episode, but I'm not saying it's the worst episode. I'm just saying if I'm ranking it all of them there, I wouldn't put this at the top. Maybe in the middle. Who knows? I don't know. I have to rewatch that to be sure. But nevertheless, I did love this episode. What I loved in it was how first off, what I've loved about this series so far was in the directions they went with it. First, you got 1 through 3, which is all about the sitcom style and everything. But you got those little hints there that led us into episode 4 that gave us MCU real time. And now you got this episode after finally exposing us to all of what's going on in episode 4 from MCU real time to the sitcom reality of Wanda's to episode 5 where everything is just like what's the best way to put oh yeah is a mix. We're getting the sitcom style still here, but we're also getting the MCU real time here, and they're all beginning to blend in together here, and that's what I love about this so far. But I gotta say, the ending right there, I did not expect that. I mean, maybe somewhere inside me I was expecting we would get Quicksilver, but not this Quicksilver, the one from the X-Men universe, Days of Future Past and all that stuff. I did not expect that one. But one thing you also got to look at is that even though we did not expect this, it's shown here that Wanda did not expect it either, which is making me believe even now more than ever there is another force out there that's doing this. Now, is this saying that some of this is Wanda's doing? There's a main force behind this somewhere doing this, like influencing Wanda in some way, but in some other ways, Wanda's in control of this as well. But from what it's sounding like, it doesn't sound like she's in full control of it, and she doesn't know who else may be in control of it. And I say that because of how she reacted to when Pietro showed up. And not to mention when Vision confronted her, when he started to get tired of just ignoring what was too obvious and confronting her about it, that you could see the look on her face. It was almost like she was saying something it just was almost making you feel something's not right, because you could kind of like look in the eyes of her and see like that's some things that's going on in this world isn't her doing, and some things that are going on in this world are her doing. But one thing I did know for certain is that with everything that Vision saw in this episode and stuff, and then how he broke away one of the people who is unfortunately in one of Wanda's Hex little reality world. When he touched him, he was all panicking and stuff. He's saying how he's scared and stuff and everything. And don't worry, we'll get to that with Monica too, because that's what she said. What happened when she was in the reality after she was being told what can she remember, what could she feel, and that was the thing she was feeling: depression, sadness, and stuff like that. Which makes you know that yes, this is all Wanda's grieving, but still, there's just still something else about this that isn't right. But don't worry, we'll get into that here soon. I just wanted to say that real quick. And then the fact that when Vision did that, it made me realize that I'm thinking Vision is one of the solutions to this problem. That even let's say if he may be alive after this or not, who knows? Because I still haven't forgotten that there is the fact that there is the Mind stone that we've seen in the trailer and some blue energy. So somehow these Infinity Stones are also going to play a part in it too. But how are they playing a part in it since they're supposed to have been destroyed? Well, destroyed in this timeline, while in the rest of them they went back to their own separate timelines after Endgame. Who knows? But one thing's for certain, it's definitely gotten very interesting in this point of view. But now, having said all that, let's also talk real quick about some of the sitcom side of things with this. Because one thing this show is doing is that while we do know some of this other stuff, they're trying to still attempt in making sure let's continue on with this soul sitcom style and everything. And I do admit I was enjoying this whole thing with Wanda and Vision having babies, and they just like don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to be parents yet. Well, maybe, or better yet, maybe that's a wrong word. That's kind of a strong word to say. Just more like they never expected something like this, and since they never really thought something like this would happen, they just really don't know what to do or what they're doing, or they're trying. That's at least a good thing, because it's better that they're trying something and not doing nothing at all, because that's never good for your babies or your kids. Never at all, because that's just how it needs to be. A parent that actually cares is the parent you want, not the parent that doesn't care about what you don't do, because that's not showing love at all. But nevertheless, though, how they soon aged up and everything, and how like their neighbor Agnes, who was there, was just acting all weird and stuff, is what made Vision see all this stuff in the first place, and knowing something's just weird about all this. And not to mention the fact how they just grew up to the age of I guess four or five, right off the bat like that, or maybe 6 or 7. And then Agnes was right there, and it's like nothing happened. Of course, Vision's gonna get mysterious, and then of course, next thing you know, they go up and become 10 years old when Wanda tells them they can't take care of a pet until they're 10 years old, especially when this was in debate, when Vision, who just couldn't ignore all the weirdness was going on, such as Wanda using her powers again right there in front of Agnes, who acted like she didn't mind it at all. See, that's just knowing how nuts this all is. But I think what I really loved in the end here was definitely when Wanda went to confront Sword. Now, but before I talk about that, we need a real quick talk about Sword, and how in this one at least gives us some more details on what's going on in the MCU as a whole, compared to all the Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home and all that stuff that happened after in the movie side of things. And then is in the fact that the whole government not trusting superheroes thing still seems to exist. As Sword was showing it when they were doing their briefing after learning that it was Wanda who was doing this, especially the director Tyler, who seems to have some real animosity with Wanda here and stuff, especially after going through her history and showing how he seems to still hold some animosity towards her for the accident she caused at the opening of Civil War, while Monica, Jimmy, and Darcy are feeling there's got to be more going on here than they know, especially with Monica when she used a drone to go in there, and she didn't know that Sword had put missiles in there. And then when she went there to Wanda, she said she just wanted to talk. And the next thing you know, you're looking at Wanda, and she looks so what's the best way, hostile, yeah, hostile as it were, with but in all fairness, one thing that's being known about this is that scene right there when she went to go confront Sword. But before that, though, just know that another thing that I forgot to mention here is Tyler mentioning how we discovered how Vision ended up being with Wanda again. It turns out she went to where somehow Sword had gotten a hold of Vision and kept him in the headquarters of Sword. And somehow she went there and attacked everything. That right there, along with her confronting Sword and bringing them back their drone, just shows that something's off here. Because why do I say that? For one, look at Wanda. Wanda, we know she's an emotional person. Yes, she's a very emotional person, and that can sometimes cause trouble. But I don't know it. And I know she's grieving and stuff, but some of the things just didn't seem right in a way. I mean, we know of her powers of being able to warp reality and everything. We saw it in the comics, and it's looking like it's already showing that it's happening here, just how powerful Wanda is. But how she confronted Sword and everything. I mean, sure, I'm sure she would do that if she felt aggravated by people and stuff. But for this Wanda, it just didn't, to me, I don't know if that was Wanda at all. Yeah, I know this sounds strange with that, guys, but let's say if it is Wanda, first off, I find it hypocritical that if it is Wanda, after what she said to Sword, then next thing you know, she's going back into reality and telling her kids then she can't just use her powers to do anything. She's got to go with life and everything, which is kind of why this is making me get this feel that the Wanda who confronted Sword wasn't Wanda. It's someone else. Once again, I'm still thinking it's Mephisto, but I haven't forgotten the fact that how everyone has talked about Agnes, the neighbor, could be Agatha, and there's still that possibility out there too. All I just know is, just as I've said before, there's some other force out there. I believe there's some other force out there doing this. Like they maybe motivated Wanda or manipulating her feelings of grieving is what's causing all this. There's all those possibilities, and I just can't know how to wrap my head around this. And now, having said that, though, we got to go back into Pietro from X-Men, who, as we are already showing, that they're already starting that multiverse sign of crossing over. And show is supposed to tie in with the new Doctor Strange movie coming out soon that is supposed to introduce multiverse, which makes me think still, will Doctor Strange maybe make an appearance at the end of the final episode of the first season of this series? Maybe, and maybe is the what's gonna have him help have Wanda come over into his movie. I don't know, but I am definitely interested in seeing if if what this Pietro will be doing here as he's in the reality here. But the question now is, how did he get there? Like, did it happen off of instinct or something like that? Did he accidentally travel there, kind of like how Flash travels in multiverses? Whoa, who knows, guys? It's just nuts. But all I know is, as much as nuts as it is, this is what makes it all so fun of a show. It makes the sitcoms, the realistics and put together, the mysteriousness, the thrillers, everything in those genres they're putting in with this show. Love it to death. But okay, guys, I think I've rambled on enough for now. And hey, if you enjoy my videos, all you gotta do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And until then, Mega Geek Mixer signing out. Bye.